Hey, college football fans, happy Saturday to you. I'm rocking the icy white for Northwestern as I get ready to watch their matchup in Kinnick against Iowa. Not making an official pick on this, but Pat Fitzgerald does pretty well at Kinnick Stadium, and I don't expect a lot of offense in this game, but I do hope for an entertaining matchup. So let's get to the games I am picking. Staying in the Big Ten, Ohio State, take them at minus 14.5, traveling to Happy Valley. Could be close in the first quarter, first half, but I think too many weapons for Ohio State. I know James Franklin is very good at home. He's played well, has gotten his teams to play well against Ohio State, but Ohio State, I think, is out to prove something. They keep hearing doubters. Well, they haven't played outside of their own home stadium. They haven't really matched up against anybody on their schedule that's worth a damn yet. So I think that this is a situation where Ryan Day and C.J. Stroud and everybody else on that team, especially Jim Knowles, their defensive coordinator, out to prove that this is a good team. This is a team worthy of a top ranking. I think Harrison and Egbuka are going to eventually puncture that secondary of Penn State, and we're going to see Travion Henderson and Mayan Williams come back to life and have some success against Penn State on the ground. Florida plus 22.5 in the cocktail party game against Georgia. I think that's just too many points for a Georgia team that has not really created as much havoc as we're used to them doing in opposing backfields. They rank actually pretty low in terms of team sacks and team tackles for loss. I think that this is also a spot where they want to win comfortably, but they want to kind of stay right and be in a good position for next week when they travel to Athens, because that game is going to be huge. That game is going to determine whether they go to the SEC championship or whether Tennessee goes to the SEC championship. This one not as big. Plus, there's some wet conditions in the forecast out in Jacksonville. Could be a little bit sloppy, so that's where I think winning by more than 3 touchdowns is a little bit tall of an order to ask in a rivalry game in this one. Take the over 64 in Wake and Louisville. Wake can score points, we know that. We also know that their defense is not that great at stopping opposing teams, and I think Malik Cunningham is trying to march on through the rest of this season, showing that he is a really good quarterback regardless of what his team's success looks like. And Scott Satterfield, believe it or not, still can manage an offense and can call an offense, so I think that we're going to see a lot of points in this one in ACC play. Plus, with it being at Louisville, I think that gives them a little bit more juice to add some to the scoreboard. UCF, take them basically as a straight-up pick. They're a half-point favorite at home. It's homecoming there in the bounce house. Cincinnati is, they're good, but this I think is a troubled spot for them. It's going to be raucous there. I think that the run game for UCF and their improved defense is going to be the difference here. I think that they can get to Ben Bryant. I think that they can limit the big plays downfield, and this one might come down to a field goal, or it might come down to a key stop in the red zone, which UCF is very, very good at doing. So take the Knights on this one. Charge on. SMU minus 2.5 traveling to Tulsa. This might be the best 3-4 team in the country. Their 4 losses are to a 6-2 Maryland team, to a undefeated TCU team leading the Big 12 right now, to UCF, who is my pick to still win the AAC, and then Cincinnati. And many of those games were close losses. They really didn't get blown out in any of them. So I like that Preston Stone looks to be they're getting him some more playing time, throwing to Rashee Rice, Jordan Curley. I think the run game is slightly underrated there. And this is a statement game for the Ponies, and I like them in this one. So take SMU minus 2.5. Coastal Carolina, still can't figure why they're a 2.5-point road dog. I know that they're playing at Marshall. Marshall typically plays well at home, but when you've got Grayson McCall on your team running that offense, I know that the defense is very, very suspect for the Chants, but I haven't really been scared too much by the Marshall offense. Yes, Kalen Laburn is running the ball well, but outside of that, I think Columbia is inconsistent. Cam Fancher gives them some options running the football at quarterback, but ultimately it boils down to Jamie Chadwell has not lost back-to-back games since November of 2019, nor has Grayson McCall. I think the combination of those two are enough to get Coastal a narrow victory, so I'm hammering that plus 2.5 for the Chants. And then take the under 41.5 Fresno State and San Diego State. These two teams are vying for a spot in the Mountain West Championship from the western side of that conference. Both defenses can play really well, and the under in this series has hit 7 of the last 8 times. So take the under 41.5. Happy Saturday to you. Be checking back in. I'm Chappy. Go Wildcats. This is what I love. This is what I know.